Las Vegas, Nevada, July 12. Photo by David Dow, NBAE via Getty Images. In what has been a rare occurrence over recent years, the Milwaukee Bucks took home an overtime win in this year's Summer League tournament against the San Antonio Spurs, winning 83-75. The Bucks got off to an early lead in the opening minutes of the night, which forced the Spurs to regroup. After the Bucks struggled with a scoring drought not long after that, however, the door propped open for the Spurs to catch up to the Bucks before Milwaukee came back to life to take a 18-13 lead after one. While the Spurs were looking to make headway in the opening minutes of the second quarter, the Bucks eventually put a stop to it by crafting a run of their own, which went up as high as 10 at the 2:30 mark of the period. Leading 46-38 coming out of halftime, the Bucks got off to a rocky start, which the Spurs capitalized on to make it a two-possession game nearly 2 minutes into the third quarter. That only continued as the period wore on and led to the Spurs making it a one-point game at the 3:31 mark of the third. Once again, though, the Bucks held off the Spurs in the last few minutes of the quarter to hold a 63-58 lead going into the fourth. Of course, the Spurs didn't back down throughout the final frame and eventually held their first lead of the game, albeit a minimal one, at the 2:38 mark of the period. After plenty of back and forth in what remained in the game, a DJ Wilson 9-foot bank shot helped force overtime at 75 to give us some free Summer League basketball. For as tightly contested as the matchup was for the majority of the night and obviously down the stretch, the Bucks, specifically Travis Trice and Sterling Brown, did quick work to dispatch the Spurs in the 2-minute overtime period to continue the Bucks' Summer League tournament run. So without further ado, let's break down the Bucks' overtime win over the Spurs further by looking at Donte DiVincenzo's limited Summer League debut, handout player of the game honors and much more. Page 2 Las Vegas, NV, July 12. Photo by David Dow, NBAE via Getty Images. After being sidelined for the last 3 games due to a right groin strain, Bucks rookie Donte DiVincenzo finally made his Summer League debut, albeit a limited one, Thursday night against the Spurs. In 10 minutes of play, DiVincenzo failed to get on the board scoring-wise after going 0 of 2 from the field, 0 for 1 from deep, but registered 2 assists as well as 2 steals, had 1 turnover and was a 9 on the night. The now former Wildcat got the nod in Bucks Summer League head coach Taylor Jenkins' starting lineup, but showed notable signs of rust throughout the first quarter after airballing a 3-point attempt and stepping out of bounds when looking to drive to the basket. Considering the amount of practice time and simulated game action he's missed over the last few weeks and since the team has gone to Las Vegas, it was to be expected for DiVincenzo, despite the excitement some Bucks fans may have felt heading into his first Summer League minutes. DiVincenzo's came to an early end as he wasn't on the court to open up play to start the second half. As was noted on the broadcast by NBA TV's Jared Greenberg and DiVincenzo himself after the game, according to Matt Velasquez of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, it was by design as the Bucks coaching staff will keep a close eye on him and steadily increase his workload as their time in Vegas goes on seemingly. Donte DiVincenzo says the limited playing time tonight was pre-planned. The plan for Saturday is to get more of a run, though that's contingent on how he feels over the next 48 hours or so. Matt Velasquez, at Matt Velasquez, July 13, 2018. So while there was nothing to write home about after finally seeing him take the court last night, the good news is that this won't be the last time we see DiVincenzo in action while in Vegas, giving him some more time to make his mark on the squad. Page 3 Las Vegas, NV, July 12. Photo by David Dow, NBAE via Getty Images. Beyond DiVincenzo, the Bucks had both DJ Wilson and Sterling Brown in action once again Thursday night in their win over the Spurs. Starting with Wilson, the former Michigan Wolverine tallied 19 points on 8 of 21 shooting from the field, 3 of 9 from 3, 10 rebounds, 3 turnovers, an assist as well as a steal, and was a 7 in his 32 minutes. While he wasn't very efficient on the offensive end, Wilson was certainly more assertive and decisive in looking for his own shot, whether on the move, in the post or from a long range. Nevertheless, Wilson added to his respectable second summer league so far by displaying his quirky qualities on both ends of the floor, even while being a little too loose handling the ball, as evidenced by his turnover tally. As for Brown, the 23-year-old posted 13 points on 5 of 18 shooting from the field, 3 of 6 from beyond the arc, 7 rebounds, 3 assists as well as 3 steals, 2 turnovers, and was a 7 in his 33 minutes of action. Overall, last night likely was Brown's worst game so far in what has been a successful summer league for him, at least on the offensive end. The same scoring opportunities he looked to create for himself driving to the rim in the Bucks' last game in Vegas didn't go down this time out against the Spurs, despite his best efforts. However, Brown's offensive struggles didn't deter him from making an impact on the defensive glass and forcing turnovers on the other side of the floor. The one area where the former Mustang found success offensively was from downtown, and he certainly punctuated the night by calling game, both figuratively and literally, after draining a pull-up three with roughly 15 seconds to go in overtime. Page 4 Las Vegas, NV, July 12. Photo by David Dow, NBAE via Getty Images. Without a doubt, Christian Wood loomed large for the Bucks throughout their victory over the Spurs, which earned him Thursday night's Player of the Game honors. The UNLV product got down to business by putting home a second-chance score at the basket and throwing down an incredibly vicious poster dunk in the opening minutes of the contest. Wood really ramped up his productivity during the second quarter, cleaning up messes around the bucket and continuing to play above the rim, which the Spurs had no individual answer for until the end of the first half. While those same scoring opportunities weren't there for Wood in the second half, partially due to the Spurs looking to negate his sheer size and length, the California native looked for other ways to get on the board by burying a pair of three-pointers and moving off the ball to put home even more two-handed slams. All in all, Wood put up a game-high 26 points on 12 of 21 shooting from the field, 2 of 3 from downtown, 15 rebounds, 2 turnovers, a block, and was dead even in terms of plus-minus in his 33 minutes of time. With another standout game under his belt, perhaps Wood's quest of landing on an NBA roster eventually pays off once the Bucks wrap up their summer league run. Of course, that is after they top the podium for the trophy presentation in less than a week. Page 5 Las Vegas, NV, July 12. Photo by Garrett Elwood, NBAE via Getty Images. Next, on the slate for the Bucks will be the Philadelphia 76ers, who they will take on Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. Central Time in the Thomas. This time, you can catch the action on ESPN2. The 76ers got off to a rocky start upon landing in Vegas, seeing that they fell to all three of the Boston Celtics, the Los Angeles Lakers and the Washington Wizards during the preliminary round. But prior to the Bucks' duel with the Spurs last night, the 76ers edged out the Phoenix Suns 88-86 to move on in the tournament to notch their first win in Sin City and now face Milwaukee. While positive results haven't been there consistently in Las Vegas, the 76ers' Summer League roster is loaded with a number of intriguing talents. Leading that off is Zaire Smith, who Philadelphia acquired his draft rights in a draft night trade this year with the Suns in exchange for the rights to Villanova wing Mikal Bridges. Along with Smith representing the 76ers from their roster is Furkan Korkmaz, two-way player Demetrius Jackson, and draft and stash player Jonah Bolden is on hand after playing with Maccabi Tel Aviv last season. Landry Shamet, the 26th overall pick from this year's draft, suffered a sprained right ankle earlier in Vegas and will miss the rest of Summer League. No matter what their record may be at this stage, the Bucks will certainly face a test in Philadelphia if they're keen on adding to their surprising run in Las Vegas this year.